Sports and the media have long had a symbiotic relationship, both connecting fans to their favourite teams and players. Nonetheless, media in sports has shifted dramatically in recent years. It's been a driving factor in the industry's expansion, transforming it into a multi-billion-dollar global enterprise. The media has played an important part in providing a platform for athletes to demonstrate their abilities to become worldwide superstars, transcending the borders of their respective sports. Join us as we take a journey through the history of sports media and discover how it's transformed the sports industry into what we know today. Media drives the sports industry. For decades, sports have proven to be an important part of human culture, and like with any type of entertainment, people have always desired to learn more about their favourite teams and athletes. Newspapers were the major source of sports coverage in the early stages, supplying readers with game reports, scores, and editorial material. But as technology advanced, so did the methods of covering and consuming sports. In the early 1900s, radio broadcasts grew popular, allowing fans to listen to games from the comfort of their own homes. The first radio broadcast of a sports event was on April the 11th, 1921, when the Pittsburgh Pirates played the Philadelphia Phillies in a baseball game. But as technology advanced, so did the way we consume sports media. The introduction of television in the 1950s marked an enormous revolution in the sports media landscape, as networks were suddenly able to televise live events to a worldwide audience. With the first known televised sporting event, yet another baseball game between the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Cincinnati Reds on August the 26th, 1939. Cable TV and the internet changed everything, creating a global platform for sports coverage and turning athletes into household names. The first 24-hour sports network, ESPN, launched in 1979 and has since become a staple in sports media. With the emergence of the internet in the 1990s and early 2000s, sports media witnessed another major upheaval. Internet sports news websites offered supporters real-time access to the latest news and scores, while social media provided players and teams with a new platform to communicate with their followers. The rise of the internet has allowed for even more access to sports coverage. This has generated new obstacles for the industry, as sports media organisations must adapt to consumer needs while competing with an increasing number of digital competitors. Despite these obstacles, sports media thrives, providing fans with a continuous supply of news and allowing them to engage with their favourite teams and athletes like never before. From ink to pixels, the evolution of sports media has been astounding, and it will undoubtedly continue for many years to come. To find out more, we headed to Cambridge United Football Club to speak with one of their communication officers, Aaron Bird, in the hope to understand how a professional in the industry utilises media and operates within their field.
To begin with, can you just give me an insight into your job and what your day-to-day life is here at the football club?
So I'm the communications officer, and my role is to basically communicate, bring a connection between the fans and the club. Personally, I do that kind of in a more design-oriented aspect. Graphic design is kind of my main sort of thing, so whether that's creating adverts for the club, but overall it's about connecting the club and the fans together through social media or any way we can.
In your opinion, what is the key considerations a media officer at Cambridge United will have to consider when carrying out your duty?
So a lot of our job involves interviewing people, whether that be players, staff, management, or community. It could be anyone really, community trust people. We have people come up here quite a lot, just day-to-day people helping out the foundation, and because we have such a broad kind of like scope, like we have so many fans worldwide, it's really important to ensure that they're not seen in a bad light. So we have to consider the way we interview them, the way they answer the questions, to make sure that there's not sort of a backlash from the fans, especially at the minute when Cambridge is struggling, when fans are finding any reason they can to turn against the club. We have to really give that consideration, and somewhat we have to do it with players as well when we're protecting them after games, getting answers out of them to make sure that it's not going to spark reaction from the club. But on a more kind of HR point of view, there's a lot of data protection that we have to follow and consider with them, especially with people, children, community people who aren't used to it like players are. And then kind of on the other side, we've recently had a women's football weekend up here, which was about trying to create a welcoming space for women in football. So there was a lot of things we had to do for that, making them feel welcome, because it's quite a big part of what we want to do at Cambridge, because we want to make everyone feel really included at the club. So quite a lot.
So I just wanted to know your thoughts of possibly entering a completely new world of football experience.
I mean, it is insanely exciting. I mean, as a fan myself, like, I get the buzz off recording behind the scenes footage of training or whatever, because I know I would get that buzz watching it as a fan. But even little things, we've got this picture path app which is produced externally, but they work closely with us, which kind of gives like a virtual tour of the ground, and it helps autistic children feel more comfortable coming into the ground, so they know what to expect, they know where they're going straight away. And I feel like little things like that, that's giving people who wouldn't normally feel comfortable coming to games that kind of expectation of, like, just making it more comfortable and easy, accessible is what I was thinking of, making it more accessible for everyone. And I feel like new technologies is allowing that to happen. I feel like it's only going to get better with the VR experiences, with whatever fans can do in 20 years.
In conclusion, from newspaper coverage to the rise of radio and television broadcasts and the evolution of the internet, the sports media landscape has evolved dramatically over the years. The future of sports media is bright, with new technologies and platforms providing exciting opportunities for fans and the industry alike. But no matter how much things change, one thing will always remain the same: the passion and dedication of fans and athletes alike, who make the world of sports an endlessly fascinating and an inspiring place. In the end, the game of media is just as important as the game on the pitch. Together, they create a world of sports that's bigger than any one athlete, team, or event.